When I say card games, what immediately comes to mind? It could be a classic like poker or Go Fish, maybe a digital game like Slay the Spire or Gwent. Card games have been entertaining us for centuries, but I have another question. When did they get so creative? Well, it all started with Inscription. Okay, obviously there have been many other card games released before this, but I think this game specifically triggered a shift in the type of card games put out. We went from roguelike deck builders to something a little more imaginative. Don't get me wrong, I love games like Slay the Spire, but this video isn't about that one. Inscription starts off pretty simple. A creepy and mysterious figure sits across from you and starts to explain how to play a simple card game. And then the game has you get up, walk around the room you're in, and solve escape room style puzzles, among other things. Obviously no spoilers here, but you should definitely go play the demo right now if you're at all interested in this one. Inscription's Steam page describes it as a mind-melting, self-destructing love letter to video games, which I think perfectly sums it up. My guess is that a lot of you have already played this one, or at least heard of it. But what about some of the other super creative card games on the market? Foretales is the game that actually inspired me to make this video. It doesn't come out until September 15th, but I've played the demo and it has a lot of potential. A dark prophecy portrays a terrible fate for the world, and it can only be stopped by a sneaky thief. This one focuses on the idea of dexploration. With Inscription, I mentioned actually getting up and moving around the room as being part of the gameplay experience. Foretails has you traveling through cards, which act as different locations and possible paths for you to explore. This, along with the many branching storylines and fairy tale art style and setting, offer a pretty unique experience. And then there's Card Shark. It's a game about cards, but it's not a card game in the same way that Foretales is. In this one, you're not using cards to battle like you do in Slay the Spire, and the cards don't represent in-game locations and objects like they do in Foretales. Card Shark is about placing and manipulating cards in order to outwit your opponents. And this one has you performing real-life sleight-of-hand movements and actually makes you feel like you're taking part in a great heist. Card Shark might be a little bit tedious at times, but it's truly a unique take on the card game genre. But it is missing something. Guns. It's missing guns. Card-based FPS games like Neon White and the newly announced Friends vs. Friends are the last entry on my interesting card games list, but they definitely are the most exciting. In Neon White, you race around levels doing parkour and shooting enemies. The card mechanic in this one is more simple than some of the other titles I mentioned, but that doesn't make the game any less fun. This game is part speedrunner and part visual novel, with a splash of cards and a dating sim thrown in the mix, and it's probably the most ambitious genre mashup I've ever witnessed. Coming from Card Shark, which uses real playing cards in a realistic way, Neon White is definitely a head-turner. We don't know much about Friends vs. Friends yet, but it combines deck building and shooters with colorful Borderlands-style art. You'll be able to upgrade your cards, use different character abilities, and discover the strategies and synergies that work best for you. No release date for this one yet. So those were some of the coolest card games that have been on my mind recently. Cards are such a classic staple in the history of human entertainment, and I don't think they'll be going away anytime soon. Much like cheese, they're getting better and better as they age. If you found this video interesting at all and want to learn about some more cool games you might not have heard of, please consider giving this video a like and check this out.